What's up, y'all? It's your girl Amanda, and we are back with another episode of Thompson and Stuff. So, y'all, I have spent the past hour. Y'all know I'm not too tech savvy, right? I'm not too tech savvy, but I've been trying to figure out for the past hour, like, when I do the podcast, when I do any of my podcasts, I record on my computer, right? I have like a classic, the wired headphones and all that stuff. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to record. Plug my headphones in. Y'all, tell me why I think my headphones crapped out on me. So I have to do two things now. I gotta go take a field trip down to the Apple store. I gotta replace these wired headphones that I got like last summer. And I kind of see why they kind of messed up because wires are shifting out. The like white part is cracked and then like this little white string is coming out. So I gotta get them replaced. So for now, I am recording the podcast on my phone. So if you do wonder, like, why does the audio sound so bad and why is it picking up everything in the background and all that stuff? I'm using Bluetooth headphones, these little earbuds that I bought like a long time ago. Um, I use them a lot when I'm like at the grocery store or something, and I only use one, so don't y'all be starting to tell me horror stories. I put one earbud in, so when I'm at like the grocery store or something, I just like, listen to a podcast or something. So yeah, I am recording on my phone. So wish me luck of trying to get this file to my computer to upload and get this out to you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions about what my situation is, please let me know in the comments. I am all ears because I just hope I don't have to be recording my podcast on my phone. I don't want it to take up a lot of space on my phone and stuff. But what I normally do is I record a podcast, upload it, and then delete it off the wherever it's stored so I can record more. But I hope you guys are doing really good. I miss talking to you guys. I decided to take a week off because there was a lot going on last weekend. Last week was Mother's Day. I did spend time with my mom Mother's Day. We didn't do nothing special. The thing is with Mother's Day and my family, we don't make it a big deal because my aunt actually passed away 10 years ago on Mother's Day. So we don't really do a lot for Mother's Day because of that, but that's okay. We acknowledge the holiday, but we just don't, do anything major. So yeah, what I got my mom a really great gift this year. So for the past few years of Mother's Day, I would get my mom like a card and flowers and all that stuff. But I decided to take it up a notch and get her something that she would really, really love. So y'all know the Funkos, right? The Funkos you can get like Mickey Mouse, you can get Snoopy, you can get like the rappers, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. You can get any type of Funko, right? You go to FYE, there's like a wall full of them. So I bet y'all didn't know y'all could create a Funko of the person you love. So I made a Funko of my mom. I uploaded it on my Instagram. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I made a Funko of my mom. I got some of her direct features on there. My mom wears clear glasses, so I got the clear glasses. She has orangish, blondish hair, so I made sure the little thing had the orangish, blondish hair. It was really, really cute. My mom really loved it. I'm so glad. But yeah, we did Mother's Day. Summer's coming, man. Hey, summer is coming, and I really cannot wait. My favorite part about summer, y'all, is the grilled food. Like, I love grilled chicken. Now, I'm not a big fan of grilled chicken breasts, right? But I love, 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 love my aunt's grilled chicken wings. So good, and it's healthy, and you can like put any condiment on it. Like, you grill food, right? But you put it on, like, I just got distracted. But yeah, the food, the fun. Y'all know, like, summertime shy is also very fun during the summer because, it's the taste. The taste is coming back to, I guess, like Grant Park this year. So everybody's gonna be outside trying to get downtown. And also, when you go downtown and go to the Taste by Buckingham Fountain, there's this like rose garden and the flowers are like fully bloomed and beautiful and green in the summertime. Oh my God, I just cannot wait. We're in May. We're in May. So it's next month it's coming. And y'all know what else was coming up that I did not realize was coming? The 13th anniversary of the year I graduated high school. So that's all I'm gonna tell y'all. So I'm gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna start figuring out how old I am and stuff. But it's been 13 years since I graduated high school, and it's been 10 since I graduated college. But that anniversary isn't until December. And a lot of people ask me why I didn't walk during my college graduation. For one, my aunt died, and when you have someone at all the graduations, um, I don't remember preschool, but I know for a fact she was there 8th grade and high school, and then boom, college, and she's not there. It just, it's not. I wasn't comfortable with that idea. And then two, I finished in December, and then they wanted me to go back and walk in June. I was like, you know what, I'm fine. Just mail me my diploma, whatever. So yeah, that's going on, and also, y'all, I'm a little irritated because earlier this week, and I'm grateful because I do have like multiple pairs of glasses, but y'all, my favorite big lens glasses, y'all, the lens folded because I slept on them. So, question, if anybody works at like an eye doctor, um, because they fold different, like, when you fold, because I don't know why I'm trying to do like a physical demonstration, y'all can't see me. They fold normal, like the little sides that go behind your ears, they stick out crisscross. Well, tell me why it looks so unorthodox and they stick out, if that makes sense. Can I take that to my eye doctor place and they can like realign that or something for free? I know it's free because I've messed up my glasses before and they fixed it for free. Can I go get that fixed or something? Does it need a new screw or something? I don't know. How does that work? Anyway, also I did some reading. So I bought Brandy's book on Kindle, and I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed what was said on text, but I have the same feeling that I felt when I read Britney Spears' book a long time ago. I think Brandy is leaving out some sort of now I didn't want to say this out loud because people be like, well girl, Brandy be lying and blah blah blah. I feel like Brandy left some stuff out. I think there's something that we don't know that Brandy did and she's not putting in the book. That's how I felt. But it was a good book though. It took me like it took me like a week to read it because I have so much stuff backed up in my Kindle app. Um, Thanks to the recommendation from my aunt, I did buy the David Fritz not autobiography, but the memoir of Marvin Gaye. I started that, but I just been so busy, like I haven't even like really got into it. And plus, when I get a book on Kindle, it doesn't take that long for me to read it because it's Kindle, it's a screen. All you gotta do is like just flip, 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 flip. But yeah, those are my life updates. I hope y'all are doing okay. I miss talking to y'all. Just had to take a week off, and I'm also learning. I'm learning not to spread myself so thin. I know for a fact right now, I am so backed up on Mandy's entertainment reviews, and I'm over here mulling if I should do the Nemesis review. I haven't started it yet. It's on Netflix. They put the whole thing on Netflix, but I'm seriously deciding if I want to do an episode on that. I did do Running Point season 2, so y'all should look out for that in a minute. And I also did another documentary, and I'm also working on this really cool idea. And if I decide to move forward with it, keep an eye out. Probably around like June. That's when I'll start it. But let's get into these stories, y'all. Where should I start? Some stuff I really don't even want to get into. Like, Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson split because, Klay Thompson, I guess, had cold feet and he was cheating and being disrespectful. Well, I should have told Megan that sometimes some men ain't nothing. Sometimes some men ain't nothing. Don't ask me how I know. They ain't nothing. Not all Thompson men, because I know some really good Thompson men. Some of them are my family, and some of them are not. But um, you gotta be careful when you with a Thompson. You gotta be careful when you with a Thompson, Megan. But I know she's happy. I mean, I'm not happy, but I know she's like kind of trying to get happy. I guess I heard she was on Broadway, trying to get her normalcy, and then she left the Broadway show. I think she just needs a really long vacation. because and also, um, also, I think that relationship, and this is my opinion, that relationship kind of accelerated a little bit. In my, they were only together a year. It accelerated. It went really fast. And then I remember I saw like a post of hers on Instagram. They moved in together down in Texas because remember Clay used to play for the Golden State Warriors and then he got traded to I think the Dallas Mavericks, I want to say. Yeah. So that relationship did kind of accelerate, and when relationships like that accelerate and you're not being careful, because I don't want to sit up here and say, well, when relationships accelerate, it ain't gonna work. Because no, because some relationships can really accelerate and it works fine. I've read stories where, oh, I met my husband, we went on a first date the next day, and then we got married 3 to 6 months later, and then we've been married for 20 years. Like those, I hear those stories, they're very rare, but I hear those stories. So, I feel bad for her, but I hope she does move on. And Klay Thompson, infidelity and cold feet. What you got cold feet for? You rich. And you play in the NBA. You're not a bad looking guy. What you get cold feet for? Or unless, you're rich in the NBA. You're not a bad looking guy. Can also be the downfall. So, but I hope she, takes a long vacation. Take a long vacation, Megan. Here's how I get through a heartbreak, Megan. I have my friends. I have hobbies. I, do nice things for myself. And you always have to remember who you are. You always have to treat yourself good. You treat yourself good, you love yourself, then that's when you'll be capable of loving someone else. So, but I know she'll be fine. And I think the new music's going to be fire because, she's an artist. She could write about her heartbreak. So that, that's that. Um, well, and that happened a long time ago, y'all. So see, that's how so far behind I am. New cars are going to have surveillance in 2027. I personally don't like it because surveillance is basically keeping an eye on somebody. All this new technology in cars and stuff, I'm not for it at all. They said that, I heard that it was like people could shut down your car while you're driving. I'm not for it. And this is another reason why I am going to invest in a 2008 Honda Fit. If anything happens to Miss Glide, I'm going to buy a 2008 Honda Fit because I just don't like maybe because I bought my car. My car is a base model. And what that means is I ain't got the bells and whistles, okay? And when I first got my car, I thought that was like the worst thing in the world. I ain't got the bells and whistles. I don't have backup camera. I don't have this. I don't have that. Some of the bells and whistles that comes with a car these days, you can buy the OEM part, or you can buy the part at Target. For example, I didn't have Bluetooth in my car per se. Like well, there is Bluetooth, but you have to go through like OnStar and you gotta pay for all that. I'm not dealing with that. I went to Target before it was okay to boycott Target. Don't start. I went to Target and I bought the little thing that's round and you stick it in the battery port and you turn it to on the radio 88.98 FM. Works just fine for me. I could talk on the phone with it when I'm driving. It works great. And I reverse on my driveway. I use my side mirrors and my rear mirror. I'm fine, right? And also sometimes those screens can like crap out on you and you gotta take it to a dealership and they gotta fix it for like $1,000. I'm not dealing with all that. So it's fine with me. So if they do all this surveillance and stop in the car while you're driving, I'm gonna go find me a 2008 Honda Fit because it's getting weird, honestly. I thought Waymos were weird. This is weird. Like, and somebody watching while you drive. And there's people out there that really have nasty habits when they drive. Picking noses, eating a brisket sandwich from Quick Trip and letting the brisket fall down your shirt. I know that's a little specific, but leave me alone. But anyway, stuff like that, I'm not for it. I understand, technology is expanding as the years go by and the older I get, and some things I don't have to take care of because AI and a computer takes care of it. I'm still not for it. And if the luxury vehicles do it, man, those prices of those luxury vehicles are going to skyrocket. For example, Cadillac Lyric. If they continue making the Lyrics, normally a Cadillac Lyric would cost about, when they first came out, they were like, I want to say like 60 to $80,000 when they first came out because I was working at Cadillac at the time. And then with that technology, it's probably going to shoot up to like 90 to $100,000 car in this economy. And not, I know not everybody is broke, but how is that, going to be affordable to people? I'm not for it. I don't like it at all. And somebody should put a stop to that because that's so fucking weird. Moving on from that, Mike Tomlin. Y'all, let me tell y'all, Mike Tomlin broke my heart. Mike Tomlin stepped down from the Steelers after 19 seasons back in February after we lost that game in the playoffs, right? So, Mike Tomlin was real quiet these past few months, and then one day I am scrolling on Facebook, y'all, and I see Mike Tomlin smiling, just looking all cocoa buttered out, happy, no stress under his eye. NBA, NFL analyst. I don't like it. I don't, he left us with this new man. I don't know what he's capable of because he used to coach with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know who he's capable of. I don't like it. He needs to come on home. He needs to come on home. We need him. This Mike McCarthy guy, it's, but February was almost 4 months ago. That's when around the time, like a couple weeks after Mike Tomlin left, that's when they signed Mike McCarthy. He has not proven himself to me yet. I don't know what this man can do. I don't know like what his coaching looks like. I don't know nothing about him. So I guess as long as he's being quiet, some better cook this season because I'm trying to go to the Super Bowl. I don't even know what the Super Bowl is going to be this next year. I don't know how much the ticket's going to cost, but I'm trying to get there and see my Steelers. Okay, so yeah, I'm just not happy that, Mike Tomlin decided to go and kiki with the dang on NFL prop podcasters and stuff. Like Cat Williams said when Barack Obama left, Barack Obama, get back here. Nigga, we need you. Mike Tomlin, get back here. We need you. You know what I mean? We need you, Mike Tomlin, because I don't want the Steelers to end up, like the Dallas Cowboys. Ain't won a Super Bowl since I was born. Y'all know how old I am? Sheesh. Lord, I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit. Congratulations to Drewski. So it is revealed that Drewski is hosting the BET Awards. I am glad for Drewski. Now, I'm not too familiar with Drewski. I know like Could Have Been Records and that other show he does where people try to find love and stuff as a parody. But I'm just glad that it's not Kevin Hart this year. I'm glad it's not Kevin Hart. I love Kevin Hart. But y'all are kind of stretching Kevin too thin here. Kevin's got 1,000 movies. He does TV. He does no. He's got like a couple projects for Netflix. He's got the roast of Kevin Hart. He's got 72 Hours, which is a new movie. And then the roast of Kevin Hart. I didn't watch that. I don't think I have any interest of watching it now after I saw the Tony Hinchcliffe joke, which was not funny, very classless. I don't like it because he made a joke about George Floyd, and George Floyd's death is no laughing matter. It was, filmed for all to see, and then the aftermath of that, if you guys remember, it was during the pandemic. Nationwide riots. Some were peaceful. No, how can a riot be peaceful? Some protests were peaceful, but then some people just decided to straight out and go out and riot. In my neighborhood, um, I don't know. I don't think it was in the name of George Floyd, but they rioted the shoe store, Sam's Club, the mall, It was all over social media. It was just a sad sight. So yeah, it was like in helicopters over my house. I could hear the helicopters just standing in my kitchen. It was scary and it was sad. So that it's no laughing matter, and I just don't want to watch it. And I don't know if Netflix kind of took it out, and you know, yeah, I don't want to see it. And then I also heard that Kevin Hart like smiled. Um, a part of me wants to think that Kevin Hart was just keeping it professional, but also a part of me think I was hoping like he didn't think that was funny. No, absolutely not. But no, I'm not watching it. I have no interest. Sorry. But back to Drewski. I'm just glad it's not Kevin Hart. Drewski is very funny. He does do the different characters. He does overstep the boundaries because Erica Kirk is in her feelings about him parroting her, but hey, who cares? Um, nobody cares. So with that, I think Jamie Foxx hosted it one year. I think that's when Michael Jackson died. He did the multiple characters. He brought back Wanda, the ugly lady from In Living Color. So I could see Drewski definitely doing those type of skits. Probably being bringing the comedy to the show. But I do want to know, because I haven't watched the BET Awards in years, but I will see like clips and stuff on TikTok. Are they doing the black tie event like they did last summer? Because I thought that was genius, and everybody who went looked really good. Like they looked classy. Like back in the day, I mean, the BET Awards started in 2000. There was some classy pieces, but then some people decided to come and with clothes that make them look like they put it through the cheese shredder. But are they doing that because everybody just looks so good? Everybody was covered. Everybody was modest. Everybody, I really want that for the BET Awards. And Drewski, he knows how to dress it up too. So I can't wait to see those pictures and stuff because again, y'all, I haven't watched the BET Awards in years. Because if y'all put me in front of a TV screen on the BET Awards, I don't know who half them people are. All I could tell you is Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Drake. I don't really know these new people. I don't know them. So congratulations to Drewski. Hantavirus. The hantavirus is out there, y'all. We should be worried because it started on a boat. Well, it didn't start, but the outbreak of it now started on a boat ride and then they docked to America and now people have it. But at least, I don't remember the COVID pandemic very well, but I don't remember them holding people and keep and observing them and stuff. So that's what they're doing with the hantavirus. I just hope, and I know maybe we could just sit here and hope because we have a very incompetent administration. People are dumb because incompetent. Under anybody who worked under Donald Trump in the Trump administration was so incompetent in taking care of COVID. I just pray that, maybe there's some people with sense in there somewhere and they can like contain this because I don't want another pandemic. I really do not want another pandemic. I lost everything in the COVID-19 pandemic. And when you lose everything, it's scary. And I had to build from scratch. And it took me 5 years to do it. I don't want to go through that again. I don't. I'm sorry. And what is the hantavirus, you ask? So it's basically a disease where you can contract it from mice and rat droppings, basically. Um, that actor, what's his name? Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman died of that because I guess him and his wife was living in a house. They had mice and droppings and stuff, and they contracted it, and they were both dead in the house. So, um, I just can't have another pandemic, y'all. I cannot have another pandemic. But I think now the rules are a little different than COVID. In COVID they say wash your hands, you know, distance and all that stuff. But with hantavirus, you gotta basically keep your house clean. When you approach a mouse or a rat or something, be careful. And now that I think about it, you know who's got the most rats in freaking Chicago? So I used to talk to this dude, right, a long time ago. He lived in Wicker Park. So we were walking down the street to his apartment, right? Now, his apartment was clean. It's no diss to him. The mouse was not in the apartment. Calm down. We're walking down the street near an alley in Wicker Park. That's where the most mice and rats are. I saw a rat walk past me, not direct, kind of directly in front of me, but not to a point where it could touch me, and crawl down because Wicker Park has like a lot of basement apartments. I was like, oh, and I thought about that too when they said, oh, it comes from mice droppings and stuff. I'm like, yeah, somebody go up there and check on Wicker Park, cause yeah, mm-mm. I can't. That's why I can't live in the city. It's too much going on. Too many animals. Too much going on. Suburban me, please. Suburban me, please. But yeah, y'all keep your house clean. Be careful if you ever come across a mouse, and y'all gonna be all right. But how the heck did a mouse get on a cruise ship though? Well, then again, they got a dock on land and different animals and stuff in different countries. So, but y'all be careful out there. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Ted Turner. Ted Turner, one of my idols. If you guys don't know who Ted Turner is the founder of CNN, Turner Classic Movies Network, Cartoon Network. Um, I did a review on his documentary on HBO Max. It's called Call Me Ted. Really good. And I still stand on what I say in that review. If you are a communications major studying film, TV and film and radio, because he did radio too. Please watch that documentary because he conquered it all in his own way. TV, he founded CNN, he founded Cartoon Network, Turner Classic Movies. Radio, he started out buying radio stations. Film, Turner Classic Movies, Turner Productions, and all that stuff. His company was based in Atlanta. Like, oh, he started TNT. Hello, rest in peace to him. As you know, it was known that he had dementia, Lewy body dementia, and yeah, he passed away. He was 90. Pioneer, pioneer. And also, well, no, he was 87. I'm sorry, he was 87. Clarence Carter, who we will get into, was 90. But rest in peace to Ted Turner. Jane Fonda. I, Jane Fonda is an angel, in my opinion. I think she was the stepmom from heaven, and she was just an angel, ex-wife to Ted Turner. She penned a statement on Instagram saying how much, she loved him and all that stuff. There was no negativity. And I kind of knew that there was no negativity between them because she did his documentary, the 4-part documentary on HBO Max. She did that. Like, if they didn't get along, like, she probably would not have done the documentary. She probably would not have spoken so highly of him and his family. So, and I also read somewhere that Jane adopted a daughter. She was black and she was raised by Ted Turner, and she considered uh him her father. So yeah. So rest in peace to Ted Turner. I want to be like Ted Turner when I grow up. I do, because he was just my idol, And y'all so messy on Twitter. Y'all was saying, "Oh, that's Marlo Hampton's sugar daddy." I'm like, if you don't get the hell out of here with that, please show some class. Y'all could have waited until it's gone like 10 years or his 100th birthday or something. Y'all don't do it right when he dies. What's wrong with you? Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Rest in peace, Clarence Carter. If you do not know who Clarence Carter is, your family is not from the South, and if your family's from the South and you still don't know who Clarence Carter is, that means you don't go down south for the family reunions. We're losing recipes here, people. Clarence Carter is a famous blind singer. He was married to that lady who made Young Hearts Run Free. I didn't know that till I was grown. But her name is Candy Staton. Let me not call her that lady. Candy Staton. So yeah, Clarence Carter made this song called Stroking. Just imagine what that song is about. And my family, y'all, if y'all don't know this about me, my family is from Mississippi. And we would have the family reunions somewhere in the backwoods out in Bailey, because my family's from Meridian. And, you know, you cook, you got the kids running around, the adults drinking, having fun and whatnot. And on PV speakers, because, you know, shout out to PV, the founder is from Meridian and his headquarters is in Meridian. So on the PV speakers, they be playing stroking, and, you know, there'll be a couple old people and a couple young people dancing in the middle of the yard, getting down, because I'll be stroking. That's what I do. I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west, and I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. I be stroking that song. Yeah, that was a major part of my childhood, going down south, visiting my great grandmother, going to the family reunions. We had the t-shirts made and whatnot. So rest in peace to Clarence Carter, just giving me a childhood memory. I miss my great grandmother too. She passed away when I was like 17. And by then I didn't hear nothing. I mean, I think they still do have the family reunion somewhere in the backwoods of Mississippi, but I don't go down there, so I don't know. But rest in peace, Mr. Carter. Um Nick Cannon, he gets a docu-series on Netflix. How do I feel about this? Still kind of mad with Nick Cannon about the statement he made with Donald Trump. Oh, he has this, that, and the third. I fuck with you. You can't say that in this climate. And it kind of disappointed me because Nick Cannon has a degree from Howard University, which is a historically black college university. Why would you say that? And you see what Donald Trump is doing to our people, the black and brown people, redistricting our maps and stuff. You can't say that out loud. So I have an assumption that I think what's going to happen on this so-called docuseries is they're going to make it a sad moment. They're going to make it seem like, you know, Nick Cannon was remorseful for what he said. You know how these reality shows work, y'all. Y'all know how these reality shows work. And they also said it's going to follow him and his 12 children. I just know it's going to be a lot of discombobulation and confusion. Now, I know Mariah ain't going to want a part of it. I don't know if their kids are going to be a part of it. I don't know. I'm not interested. I'm nosy. I'm going to be nosy, and I'm going to probably watch the first episode or something. It's going to be on Netflix. I think it's going to be a very well produced show because Netflix really do produce really great reality TV shows. I still have not let go of the fact that they canceled Buying Beverly Hills. I thought that was a good show, following around Mauricio Umansky in the agency and stuff. So I know it's gonna be pretty tight. I think production wise, let me say that. Maybe my more specific people will be like, "Oh, you fuck with Nick Cannon? I mean, you fuck with Trump too?" No, I do not. Relax. Um, Spirit Airlines it's shut down. Spirit Airlines shut down, and I remember the joke. You fly Spirit, you become a Spirit. It's kind of a morbid joke, but my mom flew Spirit once. She said the seats felt like a school bus seat, and that makes me chuckle. And I was wondering, like, why did, you know, Spirit Airlines shut down? Because I see, you know, celebrities like Lil Boosie and Chad Ochocinco, they be like, yeah, I fly Spirit all the time. And you know, these people travel for work and stuff, so I'm sure, you know, Spirit is all right. And, you know, you could get a flight to Miami from Atlanta or Chicago to Atlanta for like 50 bucks. Well, why the heck did, you know, freaking Spirit Airlines shut down? I read on Google, I had to Google it, debt, bankruptcies, failed mergers, and bailout. That's what Google said. So I was just like shocked about it. But what also really messed me up was how sudden they pulled the plug on it. I was on TikTok scrolling, and they was telling people who were sitting in airports ready to take their trips, oh, you know, Spirit Airlines has ceased productions and they were stranded and other airlines had to come in and, you know, get these people to where they were going or going home. And then people who are on the plane, their like captain or whoever had to get on the over mic and say, you know, Spirit Airlines has ceased operations at this time, and people were crying. Why were people crying? Because a lot of people lost their jobs. And, you know, the economy is not how it used to be, y'all. You could lose your job and you could get a new job in like a week or two. No, because I know people who lost their jobs last year and they're still unemployed, or they're not full time employed like they were with benefits and stuff, and they got to work at a grocery store or something. And that's, hey, you got bills, you get you a job at a grocery store. That's all. Do you, boo? But it's like some people aren't living that life that they're accustomed to, of having benefits, having a steady paycheck for full time hours. So I thought it was kind of selfish of Spirit Airlines just to like pull the plug so suddenly, and not letting people, like, you should have gave them like a month's, no, maybe not even a month, maybe a 3 to 6 month notice, because that would probably allow people time to prepare. But the way they just announced it saying Spirit Airlines is ceasing operations, I didn't like it. I just didn't like it, and the emotion that I felt for those people, because I lost my job too very last minute. And when they fired me, I had $3 in the bank, and they gave me my money normally, but then they stole my last check, my last commission check. And yes, it was in the car business. So yeah, I feel so bad for them. So I do keep all those people in my thoughts. I hope everything works out for them. Maybe try going into like another industry until, like, the airline industry bounce back, because I don't know if people are really traveling like that, because I don't know if y'all know, but the government is still partially shut down and TSA is still having issues. So yeah. French Montana versus Rick Ross. They did have a versus. I was looking forward to it, and then I missed it. So I went and I referenced the Apple Music playlist, and I just had one request. One request for French Montana. Rick Ross is cool, but I like French more. I had one request for French, and he did not perform it. And I was like, I feel no ways tired. I wanted him to perform Bust It Open from his first album. Now, y'all thought Pop That and Ain't Worried About Nothing was ratchet. Bust It Open should have been on the top 50 ratchet albums of all time. And I look on that playlist, and there's Unforgettable, and there's Pop That, and Ain't Worried About Nothing. We love those songs, right? Busted Open was not on there, and I closed out of that playlist, and I just turned my back and said, Cause how French Montana, when I was in high school, cause that's when Pop That came out, French Montana was considered like one of the ratchet music artists. I don't think he makes ratchet music now, because he's actually getting ready to marry a princess from like the Middle East or something. But when I was in high school, like Pop That played at my prom, like, you know, but he didn't perform Busted Open just to help me relive that my senior year of high school, walking down the hallway to statistics class. And this was before anybody had sense to get a Bluetooth speaker. We would play the music from our phones and probably bust the speaker out. And keep in mind, y'all, we had the phones that were either expensive or too cheap. And cheap as in you drop your phone and the battery will go down the hallway, and you holding like the actual handheld part. So I just wanted that memory of Busted Open, but he didn't perform it, so I'm like, whatever, whatever. Rick Ross, I hope he performed Hustlin'. I don't remember seeing Hustlin'. I like that song too. It just gives me like Miami driving down the street in a Rolls Royce like he did in that one video. So, but whatever. I missed it. Love and Hip Hop is officially ending. So, of course, we heard that from like Mama D and stuff, like, oh, and we always, well, at first we thought it was a rumor, but it has been confirmed that Love and Hip Hop is officially ending. Um, they are having a 6-part series finale. I don't know why. I mean, I think the only franchise that really needs like a closure ending, if you will, is Love and Hip Hop New York. I don't know what happened to Love and Hip Hop New York. It was just like we saw Love and Hip Hop New York and went off the air, and then Yandy moved down to Atlanta with Mendeecees, and then it went on from there. I'm like, well, wait, what happened to Love and Hip Hop New York? I don't care for Miami. I don't care for Atlanta as much. Hollywood was canceled, but I always thought that was kind of boring. Like, what happened to Love and Hip Hop New York? The OG Love and Hip Hop New York. Like, that shit came on when I was like in 8th grade, I remember. I want to know what happened to them. We don't need a 6-part finale. what they should do for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, if you guys watch like Bravo, and for example, say like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, 'cause I think they're getting ready to take their finale soon. Oh wait, no. They already had their finale. Okay, so if you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the final episode where they say like what happened to the star or whatever, like for example, Kyle and Dorit are still fighting. Kyle still lives in her house, minus Mauricio, like those type of title cards. They should do that for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and then just call it a day. Because Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has gotten so boring. It's the same old things, and then you find these people we haven't heard from in years. For example, Lil Zane. No diss to Lil Zane. I remember Lil Zane's popularity. But where did you find Lil Zane to put him on Love and Hip Hop? You know. And then we could just watch the archive footage on Pluto TV or something. Put a rest to it. It is kind of embarrassing. It was Golden TV when Stevie, Jocelyn, and Mimi was on there, but they're not on there anymore, and it's the same old, same old. So that's all we need. Not a whole 6-part series finale for closure. No, just tell us what happened and then move on. And lastly, y'all, so I did go see the Michael Jackson movie. I actually am going to see it again tomorrow. Me and my best friend, we're going to go out to eat and we're going to go hang out and watch the movie again because it was really that good. I enjoyed the movie. I loved it. I know I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I laughed. I, questioned some parts, of course. Um, it was, to me, it was a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Coleman Domingo really did his thing as Joe Jackson, and I know he did his thing as Joe Jackson because he's being memed everywhere on TikTok, and he's still being talked about on the internet. So he really did a good job. They just kind of enhanced his nose a little bit. I was like, wow, that's some really good makeup y'all did. But he did really a good job as Joe Jackson. I think he would be number one as Joe Jackson and Lawrence Hilton Jacobs as number two. Jafar, I think they did make a really great choice in casting when it came to Jafar. Of course, because that was his uncle, he knew him personally, but he really did a good job. They did a good job with his makeup and his hair and everything. The CGI in the movie for the chimp, that was amazing. And y'all kept saying, oh, Jafar's butt is big. That man butt was not that big, and also it was probably the pants. His butt was not that big. Y'all just exaggerate. Okay, it was not that big. But honestly, the reason why I say it was a 9.5 out of 10 is because it did seem a little rushed. Of course, you went from little Michael, and then probably 10-15 minutes in the movie, you're going to like adult Michael off the wall. We know as Michael Jackson fans that Michael did struggle with like acne and all that stuff. Now they did cover Michael Jackson getting plastic surgery on his nose because Joe used to call him Big Nose. But what about his acne? Because there might be a teenager in the movie theater watching struggling with acne, and they say, "Oh, Michael Jackson struggled with acne," and maybe we'll give him a confident booster, maybe like point him in the right direction of getting that acne treated. But they didn't cover that part. They covered it in the Jackson's movie in 1990. In 1990, what, two? But they didn't cover it in Michael 2026. And also the last part that really bothered me was the Crips and Blood situation. I know it's a movie. I know that it's not that possible to have Crips and Blood during that time, the eras, the crack era, in the same room and they got along. But I guess that's what really happened with Michael Jackson because he's Michael Jackson, and you know they were in the video with him in real life and in the movie. So, but I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I don't care. It's probably gonna be in the theaters another month or two, so it's probably gonna have it. It really like kickstarted the box office. Like it's made a billion by now, and I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. Probably 1,000,000,001, and I'll probably go see it again after that anyway. But thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for your patience. I'm really gonna try to get this headphone situation locked down. So we'll see. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Look out for more episodes of Mandy's Entertainment Reviews. I'm probably gonna do the Nemesis show. I'm gonna start that soon. So, but I'll talk to y'all later, and I gotta figure out how to get this up on the thing. So, peace. Bye.